morning. I think I'm live. Yes, I am. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday the 11th of May. Unbelievably, this is the 9th time I'm doing this lockdown circles, and I'm really enjoying it. This morning I did actually do an event on Facebook, and now I'm a bit anxious because I don't know who's watching this, and I'm actually doing this for myself and friends who come to my circles on a Monday and who, like myself, love to start the week with something really positive. And that I chose a Monday back in 2011-12 was purely because I wanted to have a good structure to my week, you know, start on a high. I think at first I did these at 9:30 or 10:30, much earlier. And then I realized, and I had a lot of young mums, I think it was a different timing, and then I moved venues, and then I moved venue again, and I have been at this particular venue for 3 years or something at the local church, who've been very accommodating. And we changed it from 11 to 11:30, then I did it to 11:40 for a while. But by this time I've had regulars who knew, you know, when it would be. So now it had become 11:40 for a while, and then 11:30. And so that's why I have continued it, because it's been really lovely for me to start my week this way. And so I think everybody has different experiences of how this lockdown is affecting their lives. You know, do they live alone? Do they live with people? Are they having to isolate in an apartment block, or are they isolating with a big garden or with land or with a swimming pool or all of that? I'm playing something I recorded earlier just in the background because, well, I'm missing the homemade circles, the making music together in a group. I miss it. So I'm sort of doing it by myself. I'm recording stuff and then I'm replaying it and playing over myself. And I amuse myself. And this morning I was thinking, gosh, the 9th time I'm doing this. This is interesting. Interesting for me because they have sort of changed. I mean, in the very first one, I think it was a Sunday afternoon circle at the end of March, where I suddenly just decided I'm going to go online and just share it. And then I played, I think that was the first lockdown, mainly clips from the circles, and sort of spoke to the ones who are not on social media, because I upload it on YouTube, and then I can share the link. Because I have had, well, many of my participants are not on social media, any most social media, whether it's Facebook or whether it's the new one, MeWe. I quite like that. I have to set up a profile because, I mean, Facebook is a great tool for me, or was a great tool. It was still a tool, you know, these are all tools. We use them at our peril, I suppose. But to me, it's been very interesting because I came to it quite late. You know, I was over 50 when I discovered all of this, and so initially it was simply a tool to advertise my circles, and it's been quite good with that. Of course, I had a website as well, and all of these things develop, and you discover things about yourself. You know, how far do you want to take this? Well, a couple of years I decided I take it all the way, you know. I do away with what I used to do, the consultancy, and I just do this. And it's been great. I mean, this morning, I was just thinking this morning, I was a bit lazy. I didn't really feel like going out before this. You know, suddenly it's become my event of the week. Such is life. And but he would not let me, my dog would not let me, he's there. Can you see him even? Yeah, you can see his ears there. If he's like that, this is the best for me. And then I thought, no, I have to go out, because anyway, he would not let me not go out, because he needs his morning constitutional for various reasons. So I did rush out, actually, and it was cold and windy, and then I saw Phil, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star Phil, and I don't know whether anybody knows him, but it doesn't matter, he is one of the day club, and I saw him in the background, and he has Down syndrome, he's a lovely guy, and I also met him in the sauna, which was really, really funny. Anyway, so there is Phil with his person who goes out with him, and I'm going, Phil, and so he's looking, and he goes, and I love that, and I went, Twinkle Twinkle, and the lady he was with, she went, you do know him? I said, yeah, I know him, because he likes Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So then I walked around the block, and then we met each other again. So we had a nice exchange, and I thought, well, I'm glad I went out. I'm glad I didn't stay in, because staying in to learn more, to see what's going on, what's happening to me, what's happening to my friends, to my family. My family is, you know, as you probably know, I'm not partly German. I am German. I've even still got a German passport. Never got around to it, but I was married here and I'm divorced now, and so I've been here for 37 years or something. But it is interesting. I'm obviously in contact with my family virtually. My auntie passed away in March. It was very, very sad that we could not attend her funeral, and you know, some things you want to talk about, some things you don't want to talk about, but we all want to talk about some things. That's what I feel. So if you're not on social media, or you don't do anything to do with it, reaching out or getting to know people outside of your sphere, then it must be really difficult at the moment to see what we're meant to be doing. I can't make head or tail of it. What I'm a bit worried about is, I mean, I need things to work again, because I work with groups and I'm self-employed, I have a small business. So how is this going to work then? I mean, if I can't make an income, do I have to take benefit? And what do I have to do for getting benefits? I mean, does this oblige me? Does this put me in a contract with the government if I'm out? Because I've never had benefits, ever, so I don't really know how this works. There's a cat running. It's really interesting to see with how the animals are, well, loving this, I suppose, because, I mean, the birds are amazing, sometimes so loud that you think they have a whole symphony going on there, and I have lots of music which has bird songs in it. One of my dad's favourite CDs, so that's old then, because he passed in 2003, so a long time ago. But it's birds, it's American birds, I think, South America. Well, I don't know, it's a mixture. It's just called songbirds, and it's got music in the background. One recording has the harmonica, which I really love, and so you have in the background these birds from different countries, and I am convinced that the birds in my garden joined in with the singing of the birds. I was playing on my, you know, loudspeaker there in the garden. I love having music on when I'm doing the gardening, and it's been nice hearing the children playing near the garden, and so, you know, one doesn't feel quite isolated. Well, I certainly don't, because I'm sort of surrounded with people here. This morning I felt like hiding away though. I don't know. I try to be balanced as possible, because I have such varied people in my groups, all creeds, denominations, sizes, colours, ages. So I don't want to offend anybody, because I want to continue doing my circles at some point. But at the moment, I don't know, we're finding ourselves in times where we personally, this is very personal, I find. All of this is very personal. I have to make my own decisions for my own soul growth and for my own soul development. And, you know, how well do you know yourself? Maybe this is a good time to reflect. You know, do you stock up? Do you panic buy? I mean, look at what happened in the beginning of this all. We didn't have any toilet paper. I mean, that shows you how quickly news does travel. The very basic thing, like, I was going to say something really rude, like wiping your ass, like cleaning your bum, becomes the most important thing in the world. Never mind whether this virus makes you... Anyway, I thought I'd play a little bit of my Monday drum session, the 2nd of March. This was with oh lovely, I miss them. It's funny, I can't believe it's been so many times, so many weeks. And my Monday circles were always very mixed. We had a very regular group of special needs, and then we had our regulars. And now it almost seems like a memory, a sort of melancholic memory. How weird is that? So things are really changing, aren't they? I mean, individually. There is no, I don't think there is any, we're a new paradigm, a completely new paradigm. We already are, because, you know, you might be getting benefits or whatever. Some people have nothing. How are they surviving? I don't know. We all have to think about it. We're all part of it. We're all in this together. Some people seem to sit more cozy than others. I can tell every little cell, every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Ooh. Every little cell in my body is happy. Listen. In my body is well. I can tell every little cell, every little cell in my body is well. I can tell every little cell, every little cell in my body is well. We sang that on Saturday afternoon, the 14th of March. Do you remember that was the hand washing song? How long does that seem ago now? I can tell every little cell, every little cell in my body is well. Well, that was lovely. I really enjoyed that. I do enjoy listening to my circles, I have to say, unashamedly, because it's not really me. I'm not at all a solo artist. In fact, I'm no artist at all. Even what I'm doing here is what my mother would call breadless art. Breadless art. Brotlose Kunst. That means it's an art, but you can't make any money on it. You know, don't have silly idea now, because you can't make any money with that. And isn't it the same with all of us? I mean, my mother was so very, very glad when I had a really good trading job and was traveling the world. She thought that was good. I was earning my living, and it was great. I loved it really much of the time. But then in 2010 or something, I just was stressed so much, and I don't know, debts and all the rest of it. So anyway, we made big decisions and moved to the coast. Daughter's moving out and everything, so it was great. It all worked out quite well. And then I started to change things. Don't we all do? You know, workshops and discovering your creativity. I mean, my creativity always used to be my gardening. I used to love gardening, and I still love gardening. So I think all of us go through life discovering things about ourselves. Isn't that a good thing? If we want to discover things about ourselves, of course. What's this? Oh yeah. You know, it depends how willing we are to engage with ourselves. I listened to somebody this morning. I was trying to remember his name. Dr. Esper. He was transmitting from Australia. I really like that. I was making my juice and there was this young guy on the beach going, "Hi guys," and he's obviously an inspirational speaker and so on, and he's engaging with people, and he had loads and loads of views, and it was great watching him because I thought, fabulous, you know, he engages, and I suppose that's what I have been starting to do now. Last Thursday was the first Thursday of May, and I didn't use the opportunity to talk to my people. My people, is it my people? Look, I just want to show you. Zippy. Actually, I should just be leaving well alone. Isn't that what a lot of us are doing? Leaving well alone. Leave well alone. Leave well alone, I say. But I don't think that's quite good enough anymore. We can't close our eyes, can we? You know the monkeys, the three little monkeys. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. We are creating our own reality, of course. But no man is an island. Let's have something else a little bit more jolly here. What is this? Not sort of a very serious broadcast. Gorm's house, winter solstice. Okay. I miss Scania, but I know Scania is doing her gong baths online. I did a dog and gong bath with her from her place in the woods the other day. That's lovely. I do love these shakers. Yeah, I love shakers, you know. Lovely, there's lovely pictures of people playing. Not even that long ago, this. December 2019. Scania and myself, we have done solstices, all the equinoxes and solstices for the last 5 years, I think. Something like that. Because it started at Gaunt's, we said, shall we do this solstice? I think there must have been an autumn one. Oh, it doesn't matter, it's beside the point. Anyway, I have been celebrating solstices over the last few years, and it's always been great. I love it. I love celebrating solstices. They're always sort of endings and beginnings. I'm great into astrology. I love astrology. And right now, wow, the information we're getting through astrology is extraordinary. I mean, you couldn't make it up. And I keep saying that lately. You couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up. Wow, this is true. This is true. So, what a journey we're all on, huh? Might we actually be in a time of transformation? And is this a personal thing? Is this something we are each and every one of us involved in? I mean, wow. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a policeman right now. Sorry guys, but without being here controversial, but I saw some footages of demonstration in London this Saturday. This is all relevant. And a friend of mine, actually I know this from first hand, a friend of mine was arrested. Anyway, that made me think, I mean, Phew, policeman. What side are you on? Are there sides? Well, are there sides? Ask yourself, are there sides? Yeah. There are probably too many sides. Huh. That's the problem, isn't it? Too many sides, too many opinions. But, I don't know. We've been speaking about the 1% and all of that for a long time. Why should it be such a surprise now? Or maybe not. Maybe we have not. Sometimes I think some people live under a rock. What I like about these instruments, you can improvise with them really well. I mean, unfortunately I have to be on my own now. But I think this is me and a friend of mine, Alison. I haven't recorded that many because I haven't got the equipment. But we're both playing, so it's two. And then I add my third now. Fun once. I had a group, and for fun, because we're all playing together, say 5 or 8 people, and we were actually very rhythmic. I mean, we were all in the same groove. But then I decided to put a metronome on and just see how close we are actually to the metronomic beat. And we weren't actually that much so. It required a discipline to stay exactly in the rhythm. Whereby if you play improvised with friends, the tempo can very well change. And if you have a very intuitive group with you, it's fun when the tempo changes, because people often then get more sparing. We have another one where I'm playing along with a friend. This is after all Heike's drum circle. Lockdown. I see, it's different tempo here. guess it's not been really that curious that I should be starting to engage myself in an activity where it is actually non-verbal. Yeah, my work is it's not. I'm not telling people what to do. I've always been a little bit sorry to say this because I have a lot of teachers, and in fact I listen to teachers or people who experience things and share their experiences with it, but I've always been a bit leery of the word teacher. I'm sorry if anybody is very teachery to me. I get itchy. And now I discover that actually I'm a bit like that, you know. I preach, not teach, I've been told in very uncertain terms by members of my family. You preach, not teach. So, we all learn things about ourselves. We all learn where we have little weaknesses. Which is not a bad thing, is it? To learn about your weaknesses. But also, to learn about your strengths. Learn about your strengths. Because, hey, I think we're all being quite strong, really. I mean, I'm extraordinarily surprised. I'm surprised a lot, guys. And maybe this is what it's all about. We are meant to experience something extraordinary. And I have now resigned myself to the fact and started to embrace the fact that I came here for this very thing. I've been writing on a book for a while, like 14 years or something, which is, I think many of us probably write journals, write books, write whatever. Unless you're so busy, of course, that you never have anything else to do but work, which maybe you're not doing now, which maybe makes you think, I'm actually much happier, and maybe I can live off this much. But then you think, I should live off this much when some live off that much. And then you have to ask yourself what's important, and then you clap the NHS, and then you clap people who work now when you can't work. And I'm very grateful, but I can't work. So, and they get work and paid for their job. This was a nice circle. It was, when was that? Gaunt's house. Our retreat. Music, Sound, Medicine retreat in last year with Scania Price and myself, and we've cancelled it now. Sorry, sounding cross? Well, I guess I'm a bit cross about some things. I wasn't impressed with Boris. I'm not impressed with a lot of people, actually. I'm impressed with the people who go out of their way to try and inform people, despite being, you know, I don't know whether conspiracy theories actually still, we used to say, maybe that's already changed. Unless you live under a rock, unless you live in a big hole, unless you live buried your hand in the sand, you should know things need to change. Unless you live under a rock, well, I regret this. Unless you live under a rock, well, I regret this. No, I shan't regret this, 'cause I am listening to this again later. Oh, I got away. Came away. So, my zipper is just so calm. That is so nice. It makes me feel actually quite secure here, with him sitting here very quietly. Hike is Monday morning circle. I don't know, I just play this. We have workmen out there now, so that's the noise you're hearing. Oh nice, this was a good one. It's really nice when you have a really good drama there. missed my last Thursday. I could have done a little event, and then I just suddenly thought, well, who says that it has to be the first Thursday of the month? I can do these whenever I fancy. You don't have to listen. Well, I can listen again, and I can send it to some of my participants who are only on email, and I can YouTube it, and then I can say hello to them. And so I want this to be a little bit of a connecting tool for me. It works for me because I know I speak to people here who I speak to in real life as well. And then maybe there are some other ones who care to listen or not. I think there's so much good stuff out there now because people are standing up, speaking out, making their voices heard. And it's a funny feeling for some of us. It's a new feeling for some of us. It's a bit of a scary feeling, I suppose. Monday starts with a swing. Let's see. Monday starts with a swing. What's the time? Little Christian. Boom, 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 bum, bum, bum. I wish you could see it. When is this? 10th of December 2018. And that little boy, Christian, is so totally in rhythm with us. Unbelievable. He's so gorgeous. He's about 5 now, or 4. I don't know exactly when his birthday was, but what a lovely boy he was. Something strange happened to me on Friday. Because I'm self-employed and have applied for universal credit finally now because I'm running out of savings and all of that, I got a phone call from a debt agency. A young man called Chris, obviously from home, phoning from Manchester. National Debt Agency, he says. Could I tell him all my debts? Because they're going to write some 40% off or 60%, and I thought that's very strange. They're phoning me. I guess with credit score nowadays, people can look up your credit rating, right? Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can have a look how much money you owe. If you have a mortgage and all of that, that might be quite interesting to some people. I mean, I'm not going into that, but it was very strange because I have been conned before and therefore had been a bit wary, so was, you know, making sure that I don't give any of my bank details or anything. But I thought for a minute, shall I ignore this altogether? Because if I am really, you know, I'm running out of money, I don't know, there's a scheme for self-employed which starts in June, my accountant was saying, but I'm not of that league, you know. I don't have people on furlough. It's not like that with me, you know. I work with my own groups, and it's not huge money I make, but I may do. And now I had a phone call. And anyway, the supervisor is going to ring me back this afternoon. And I don't think I'll answer it, because I'm feeling it feels well dodgy, doesn't it? Do you get dodgy phone calls now? Where people send off offering to take all your debts away from you? I mean, what does that even mean? You seem to know some of my debts. Very strange, I thought it was. But I was, because I am applying for universal credit. I haven't had any money yet about anything, but anyway, I am applying for that. I think I have to, because I don't know how long it's going to take. And maybe if I don't apply to it, then I have the bailiffs here because I can't pay the other things, everything I'm holding off, you know, council tax and everything. But what when the lockdown is over? Do they all knock on my door? And are there going to be enough bailiffs? And are the bailiffs paying their debts? I mean, I think so many people know how to deal with bailiffs. I've never done it. Should I be proud of that? I don't even know what I'm should be proud of anymore now. because I'm proud I'm still around. I'm proud I'm alive. Proud I'm healthy. I'm pleased and grateful. I have so great friends. I'm grateful I was able to create a business with the things I love doing. The workshops have been great. You know, I've done weekend events. I love sharing my stuff, and the stuff I love sharing seems to grow. And you know, I've got affirmations all around the house. I love affirmations. We have to self-talk, you know. May the 11th. May the 11th. I did one on the 4th of May last week. My daughter's 30th birthday. May the 11th. As you give, so you receive. By understanding this secret, I can experience fulfillment. As you give, so you receive. By understanding this secret, I can experience fulfillment. Do as you would like to be done to her. Now that is a good, you know, with all the spiritual teachings I've been listened to. I listened this morning to Cry On, Lee Carroll. Because the last couple of times when I did my live stream here on a Monday, I had been listening to horrific news. And I've had a job getting myself into a composure. In fact, I think I was close to tears on both of these last... Not that I don't know, it doesn't matter whether people notice or not. When I played Vincent, I'm not going to do that again, but it was so make me very emotional, and so I'm avoiding that today and listen to much more inspiring messages like Cry On, and I have yet to watch astrology. I have a lot of friends who are in astrology and practice this art, and you know, practice your art. You know, I made a picture. It used to hang in the living room, but I have a lodger now. I have a guest now, and the guest has taken some stuff out and does his own stuff there. Obviously, there is an intrinsic order to life. Call it destiny or fate. And the sooner I accept my role, the greater impact I'll make. I don't know, I think I made this about 3 years ago or something. You can't see it. I love using stickers. I know it's not very, you know, I haven't got a sure enough hand. So I use stickers because these are messages to me. There's an intrinsic order to life. Call it destiny or fate. And the sooner I accept my role, the greater impact I'll make. So I liked this. I liked it because I made the frame. It was a second-hand frame. I sprayed them over. Oh my God, it's the postman. I should have known. It's number 444, and I made it in 2018. Zippy! It's the postman. So far. Just a minute. He's very angry. He's been very touchy. Let me just see about the postman. Zippy! Zip out! Give that to me. Very naughty. I have to leave you outside now. Sorry about that. Anyway, if you have a dog or any animal, then you know that I'm anyway being quite brave. It was the postman, and the postman knows. I usually apologize copiously. Last night he was very strange, my dog. Like, he had already been sleeping. We were upstairs and he was at the foot of my bed, deep asleep. And then at some point he suddenly wanted to go downstairs, and I thought, okay, he needs a wee. So out I go with him into the darkness. He wanted to, I don't know, I thought maybe he wants to eat some grass. Anyway, after a little while I thought I'd go in the garden with him, and it was so cold and it was so dark, and I had a little lamp, and he was running around the garden, and eventually I thought, okay, whatever business he had to do, he's done it now. Then I went back into the flat, and he stayed stayed at the bottom of the stairs. Like, I was ready to go back to bed. It was by this time 1 o'clock or something. So I had to go out with him again, and then the cat came out with me as if she was going to say, oh, where are you going? I took a jacket on, and then he wanted to go somewhere else. I don't know whether he'd smelled a fox or whatever. Anyway, eventually I had to sternly take him back into the house and take him upstairs and close the bedroom door. And he fell asleep. I never heard a thing about him again. Well, then the cat came in and decided she wanted to get out of the window, so I had to get up and open the window, so she was out there. So yeah, my animals do keep me good company. But I don't know, the postman is generally an enemy for my doggy. Not an enemy for me, although there will probably be only bills there. Yeah, well, so that was a bit of drama for the morning. Anyway, I'm enjoying this very much. I don't know whether you get phoned by the debt agencies or by people offering you money or whatever. It's a strange thing. I think it's a con. But, well, I don't know. The other thing I'm thinking about is I have declared my sovereignty. I think I said that before. Sounds quite a big word, doesn't it? Sovereignty. But I'm a sovereign being. And I think with all these changes they had done in the 1984 sort of act, there's loads of it on the internet, which doesn't have to even been a very big change really, but it seems to have made people very aware of what is in these acts and rules anyway. And maybe that would have never happened if we hadn't had this corona. We would not even know the things we don't know. You don't know what you don't know. That's how it's always been. You don't know what you don't know. But I think nowadays, we are actually very much in the know. I mean, more and more people I speak to about this virtually, saying, I know, I've heard of this, I knew about this or that, whatever it is. I mean, I've always been a great anti this technology which starts with a letter. Gerard. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I can't even say certain words. I mean, some of my friends are very active with their YouTubes and information service. I have to speak in code, you know. Talk about maxims. And it was really interesting. In fact, it made it quite fun, really, because it shows it so clearly. I think it was her conversation, Magenta Pixie, together with Laura Eisenhower, I think, and Becky. I don't know. I've listened to a lot because I enjoy that. I can sit down. I am very fortunate. I am personally friends with quite a few of the ones I'm watching and who are very good at information. Petra being one of them, Magenta being one of them. And so I share her posts. I mean, she said not so long ago that the pen is mightier than the sword, and I'm not having any intention of ever wielding an actual sword. But there it is. You know, I've had an Akashic reading. I do keep banging on about it. Oh, that's a cue, isn't it? Keep banging on about it. I have had an Akashic reading, and I've had shamanic journeying, and I have had a shamanic workshop with Diane Egby Edwards. In fact, I play her Ocean of Peace City a lot because she's a very mature hypnotherapist, sound therapist, and she lives around 2 corners from me, so we've been friends ever since I've lived here. She was my very first contact when I came to Southbourne or Bournemouth. Diane Egby Edwards, somebody recommended me to speak to her and meet her because she knows about drumming. And then I discovered that actually she is a shamanic drummer. And we had a drumming session at called 2012. Like 2 years previous to that, and I really enjoyed it. It was magic to me. And when Diana Edwards said we're going to Diana Cooper's house, and I got to the house, and then I discovered it was the Diana Cooper. Now in those days, I thought she lived in California or something. Anyway, it was absolutely wonderful because she had books in German, her books in German, and I could send them to my sister. It was just magic. Anyway, so I met Diana Cooper a couple of times afterwards. She's always impressed me. She had these amazing orb cards. She was at a Lightworker lunch once and gave a talk. And I got this magic card. She gave everybody orb cards from her deck. Anyway, I'm completely rambling now. What was I talking about? The rhythm of life. That's what I'm really talking about. The heartbeat. Heartbeat. Everybody's got one. Heartbeat. Everybody's got a heartbeat. Let it beat as one. Let it beat as one. Let it beat as one. My friends, I miss you. We're all keeping our chins up. But I guess we need to know. But I guess we need to know. And then we transform it all. And then we transform it all. So, I'm sorry. I'm not a performer. Now I'm having just me here. I've done Zooms with my family. We have this when I do Zooms with my family. They're talking sticks. Well, this is what I use. Because otherwise I talk all the time, which is not acceptable. Lots of people have to say lots of things. And I have to be prepared to listen. I listen a lot, you know. When I went to the Consciousness Conference in 2018, I met Anita Morjani. I mean, I'd listened to her podcast and stuff before, but she was so helpful to me at some point in my life a decade ago, you know, with her experience of life after death. Or not life after death, she basically went into a coma. She had cancer and all of that. And she was in this coma for a long time, and she recounts the experiences she had and when she came back into her body and how she was healed. And Wayne Dyer, whose birthday it was yesterday, he had her on the stage, and that was the first time she was presented to the world, and it was absolutely amazing. I loved Anita Morjani, meeting her. What I was trying to imply with that is that I am very much on the path of thinking that this is truly a huge opportunity for humanity to get rid of the shackles. How are we going to do that? Well, we keep connecting and we keep sharing and we do the best we can. And I think meditation, if you've never done it before, I think that's a good way to go. There's beautiful meditators around, teachers. You have to follow your heart there. And not everything can be told to you, you know. My circles are completely improvised, and I'm always very fortunate when some people are very intuitive players. Other people do it for the first time. Other people like to bang loud, be really cheerful and uplifting. Others want to, you know, tune in with a heartbeat and go into themselves. And so I I just thought, well, maybe this wasn't so much fun, this one, I don't know. It is what it is. Today is Monday and it's the 9th lockdown news I have done, and I'm thinking, you know, how long is this going to go on? And I mean, hydrochloroquine is a cure against the coronavirus. There you are. I'm just a bit worried about all this technology. I'm a bit worried about that. I'm worried about funny goings-ons. But I think we're all worried about that. So if you've never been worried about this before, then that's our own fault, isn't it? Because it's been going on for a long time. Breadcrumbs and all of that. I like tuning into myself, really. But you must be careful that I can't disappear in my bubble here. That's an easy thing to do right now. Just hide away. But I was glad I went out this morning, and I'm surely to go out again today with the dog. I need some shopping. I better look at what I've got in my mail, and then I will continue this Monday, 11th of May. And I'm wishing you a very, very happy week. And I forgot to play Good Morning, Everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Here we are. Bye-bye, my friends.